Hey guys, Drew with Because Jiu-Jitsu here again. We're going to be going over some passing options today, and these are some of my favorite passes. They're not just really effective, but they're highly proven in competition. And I don't mean just by me. One option we're going to be really looking at today is going to be a knee cut pass or a knee slide, depending how you call it. Some people call it one thing, some people call it the other. It's the same thing. But one person who used it to incredible effect was Guy Mendez. And if you haven't been training long enough to know who that is, definitely YouTube him, check out his matches. He and his brother Hoffa are phenomenal black belt, multi-time world champions. And him specifically used this pass a lot, used it a whole lot, at light feather too, which is a really hard division to pass people's guards at, these little tiny guys. And I think I saw a statistic back in the day of after a world championship that he used it to 80% effect. So basically 4 out of 5 times he landed a pass, which is unheard of at that level of black belt. So it's an extremely powerful, useful pass, and there's a few details involved in it which will make it that much harder to stop. So pay attention to these details, rewind them back if you need to, and here we go. This is going to be our knee cut pass. So to start off with the knee cut, I need to get one leg in and one leg out of their guard. There's all sorts of ways we can do this. We're not going to be going into all of those details, but what we need to do is get this knee to cut diagonally across the opposite leg so that my knee ends up stapled to the ground here, and my foot holding down, you can see back here, holding this thigh right here. My foot's on the ground, my knee's on the ground, and this leg is stapled to the ground. Now, this is only step one. The first thing I really need to worry about once I get here is getting an underhook on this top side here. If I'm trying to do this, he immediately goes to my back if I forget that underhook. He reaches up, and now I'm fighting somebody off my back. It gets really squirrely in a hurry. I never ever want to overlook this. So once I get my knee to the ground, this arm has to get an underhook right here. We're going to be fighting an underhook battle because he wants to get it back. So he's going to start circling in. We're going to be doing this. Once I get an underhook, I'm going to put my shoulder to his shoulder and cup it right here. So now he can't circle back in. It's going to be stuck. Good. I won the underhook battle. I'm here. Now my free hand is going to go to his free hand, grab it by the sleeve, and pull up. What this does is it stops him from A, being able to get up on his elbow like this, which makes me weaker in this position, him stronger. B, it stops him from framing against me here, gets that out of the way. And C, it opens up all this area that I'm going to settle myself into once I pass. So it's very, very important detail. Grab that cuff, pull it out of the way. Now, before I get to the actual pass, there's a super important detail that some people forget or they don't use in this, and they really should. And that's where I'm going to use my head versus his head to turn it away from the direction that I'm going to be cutting through to. Because there's a rule of thumb that the head kind of directs the body, and it's extremely difficult to get any sort of spinal power if your neck is being twisted in the opposite direction. If you're looking this way, it's hard to turn the other way. So we're going to take advantage of that, turning him away, keeping that open. And now for the actual pass itself, we've got the underhook, we've got the sleeve, we've got the head. Now we're ready to pass. I'm going to turn my hips upwards towards the sky like this and cut that knee down low. Okay? I don't want to be cutting up high here because when he clamps onto my foot, that really sticks. I want to turn my hips and cut low. It'll come out easier. Come up, and now we're going to turn it to solidify with side control. So again, we put it all together. You got one leg in, one leg out. Staple the leg, get the underhook, and keep it. Move the arm, move the head, turn our hips to the sky, cut through low, and solidify. Now, there's a secondary version of this, or an option that I like to use, when you can't win that underhook battle. So we get to this position over here, and we know that we can't continue this until we have control of this arm. We're not going to continue past here until we know that this isn't a problem. But he's already won that underhook battle. He's got here, and I'm having a hard time getting this back. So what I'm going to do instead is, if we turn a little bit here, I'm going to get a whizzer, which is an overhook on his underhook, like this. Right under his armpit, I'm going to put it this way and clamp it down hard. So I'm clamping my forearm up towards my shoulder here. I'm going to take this free hand and pass the cuff now to my hand That is whizzering right here. So I've overhooked, clamped, and passed this sleeve grip here. Now I've got both of his hands tied up for using only one of mine. And I don't have to worry about him going to my back because I've got that whizzering clamped hard. This area is clear for me to pass into, but what I like to do first, since I've got a free hand anyways, is I'll put this one thumb in on the collar right here, so that when I cut, turning my hips to the sky again, coming up, I can turn into a nice forearm choke right here. And he can't bring this arm up to defend because I've got it trapped with that grip as I drop my weight and get the tap. So put together, we're stapling the leg. He won that underhook, so I'm going to get a whizzer here, pass this cuff, put this thumb in on the collar, turn my hips to the sky, and then I'm going to turn in and drop this forearm to the ground to finish with a nice choke. Whether or not you get that choke, that pass is going to work, and it's an excellent option if you couldn't get that underhook. So there's two good ways to hit a knee cut or a knee slide pass. I want to show what happens when we get our legs stapled over theirs, but they start defending before we even get to the underhook. So I'm here and I get this stapled, but they throw a knee shield in right away. Okay, at this point, the knee cut isn't my option. Okay, I'm going to cut so far away from him that he's going to be able to frame up. He might be able to take my back. I can't get a good underhook or overhook on this arm. And he's essentially got this wall in front of me that prevents me from going any further. I need to deal with this first. There's a few different ways we can do it, but this is the way that I like to, that plays well into that knee cut idea. A lot of the same details. It's going to be called a punch pass. So I'm going to take my upper arm here, the one that's right by his knee. I'm going to overhook over top of his leg and make a grip down here on his pants. If it's no-gi, you can just literally punch the ground or cup his thigh. But since he's got pants, I'm going to make a grip and punch the ground here. That's the punch part of the pass. Once I've got that there, I'm going to collapse this shoulder onto his knee, heavy right here. And just like our knee cut pass, I'm going to grab this sleeve right here and pull away. So I've got a big opening right here to put my body into. The good thing about this is it's even easier to cut my leg out. I'm going to cut down like low over the shin down here. Now when I turn up, I'm going to turn to my toes to put a lot of forward pressure through my head into his body to roll him backwards like this, opening him up and then solidifying. So again, we're cutting the knee and he throws a shield in. I'm going to overhook right here, grabbing that pant grip and punching the ground, collapsing my shoulder onto the knee, pulling this away, cutting low over the shin, turning my head in and driving him back, flattening him out, shoulders on the mat, and solidifying our side control. So there's three good options that work very well in conjunction with each other. This is some of my most used passes because it's very easy to get that knee across the thigh when you get used to using it. Like I said, there's many different ways to get yourself there. So play with this one. You may already have a few good ways that you like using. So let me know what you think. Hopefully this works as well for you as it does for me. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to drop them underneath the video and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.